Good evening, folks. I hadn't done a video for a couple days, and I was thinking today, especially where I was working at today, about leadership. And the reason I was saying that is last night I was in a meeting, Toastmasters meeting, and they were talking about sponsorships, leadership, and a few other odds and ends. And then today at work, when I was at work, I was doing some things and working on a new software that would help homeless vets work on getting Social Security and Social Security disability. And I thought, when I was thinking about all that, I thought, what makes a good leader? And, last night I was doing some things and thinking how I can make cheap because I'm a president of an organization for Toastmasters. And when I was thinking about it, I thought, what makes a good leader? And then I thought about it today and I thought, well, part of making a good leader is making those decisions that nobody else wants to make, even though those decisions may not be seen in the light as the best. And then I started reflecting about things like almost my whole life about leadership and leadership things. And I realized that, sometimes I haven't made maybe the best decision about things, and then on the other hand, I've made decisions that, and especially lately, that has an impact on people, in essence, of work and etc. So the goal in a leader is always, number one, is make those tough decisions, even though it may not be a popular decision. And I've done that when I was on council and I was on student government where I went to high school. So it's more or less leadership is ingrained in me, maybe you could say. But then I began to think also, does that make me a good leader? And then I thought about things today as me being a psychologist, that sometimes I have this ebb and flow. It's almost like a roller coaster in life that you have your, I never consider anything a bad day, but you can say you could have a bad day, but I think some days are better than others. That last night I let my emotions play in me because I wanted to make some changes. And I reached out to my executive board and said, we've got to make some changes. I just don't like where all this apathy is with people about what they need to accomplish. So, and then I reflected about it today at work when I was at lunch and then every once in a while. And I just thought, sometimes my intentions are good, but then my emotions play a part of it. So I think that's part of where I could be a better leader, is set aside my emotions. And that's something that I've been working on quite a bit. So it's one of those things that as a leader, I learn and move forward. For instance, yesterday we were in a meeting and I read a book about thinking big. And part of in that book, it says, sit up towards the front of the class or front of at the meeting and at meetings or classes, and then answer questions, even though it may not be right or wrong, but just participating. And yesterday I was doing that. It was very participating, and I often call that my A game, where I'm on my A game. It's one reason I don't like to drink a lot, or even drink. I used to, but then I realize, and especially as I'm getting older, something I could do in my 20s and 30s, not necessarily I can do as I get older in my ages, and then as life goes on. So I always feel that I have to always bring my A game. And especially right now where I'm working at, I have to constantly be on my A game Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then by Friday, I'm just totally wiped out and exhausted. And it usually takes me that Saturday to regroup and to gather my thoughts. So, with that said, what makes a good leader is willing to, and I'm going to boil it down to three things: be open-minded, willing to make the changes they're needing, reaching out to other people. Like I said, I reached out to somebody at Toastmasters last time because I said I just don't like where this is going, and I really need to get some things about it. And even though it was emotional, first the emotional jerk reaction, I it was one of those things that I always have the intention of always giving 100%, and that's not necessarily what is the best in the world. So, with that said, it's willing to be open-minded, willing to accept your mistakes, and the third one is be accountable for those mistakes, and they'll really look at people and say, "I'm sorry." So, and like I have a committee meeting tonight, and I'm going to actually, when I say I'm going to say I really want to apologize to all of you because it was an knee reaction because I want to always do my best and bring everything to full circle. So, and that's just part of that is part of my personality as well. Once I got into this whole rhythm with the dissertation, once I knew chapters 3, 4, and 5 are pretty well done, something clicked in my mind. And I don't know what that is. I can't fathom what it was, but something clicked in my mind. And once that clicked in my mind, it's just things that my personality has really been different. And I'm more accountable. I let my actions speak for me, and etc. But that's part of being a leader, like I said, is being open-minded. And I think one of the big things is being accountable for your mistakes. Something I did last couple of days is somebody reached out to me about some issues about self-esteem and motivation, and I looked at the person and said, "You got this. You can. I can advise you about this." But then you bolster other people up, and that's a leader. But I think the big issue is being open-minded, willing to make the changes necessarily, and even admit when you're wrong, and then be accountable. So anyway, folks, these are some food for thoughts. Please like and subscribe at the bottom of the page. Remember, I do have some books that I just published. I still have Empowerment and Change. They're all available on Amazon. I also just put out the thing about my book about casinos and Native Americans. And I also have the book, Don't Buy That Lottery Ticket. All these books, folks, are available online. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at B. Thomas Miller, and that's B as in boy, Thomas, THOMS, Miller, MILLER, psych, PSYCH at gmail.com. Anyway, folks, have a great weekend, and maybe I'll make a video over the weekend as well. Anyway, talk to you soon, and have a great one. Talk to you soon. Bye.